I used to believe that as long as a pair of shoes looked elegant, they were worth wearing, no matter how they felt. That belief carried me through decades of high heels, pointed toes, and trendy flats. But somewhere around my 60th birthday, I began to notice a dull ache in my knees that wouldn't go away. At first, I blamed age, maybe a little extra gardening, or the weather changing. I never suspected my beloved shoes were the real culprit. The truth hit me in a doctor's office when he asked one simple question: "What kind of shoes do you wear most often?" I laughed and said, "The pretty ones." He smiled, but then he explained how years of wearing certain types of shoes can quietly damage joints, change posture, and even make walking painful. It wasn't just about style. It was about how the wrong shoes were stealing my mobility, little by little. This was a wake-up call I wish I'd had sooner. I realized that so many women, especially those of us over 55, fall into the same trap. We prioritize fashion over function, thinking comfort is something we can compromise on, until our knees start telling us otherwise. And by then, the damage is often done. In this video, we're going to uncover the styles that silently wreak havoc on your joints. And more importantly, I'll show you how to swap them for beautiful, comfortable, and age-friendly alternatives. You'll discover that it's possible to keep your style sophisticated while also protecting your health. Because here's the thing, our shoes don't just complete an outfit, they carry us through our lives. Every step, every errand, every dance, every walk in the park. And the wrong shoes can take away the freedom to enjoy those moments. So let's start with the first style, one that many of us have worn proudly for years, without realizing the price we were paying. High, thin heels, the hidden enemy of your knees. For years, high heels were my go-to for everything from weddings to grocery store runs. There was something about slipping into a pair of elegant stilettos that instantly lifted my mood, literally and figuratively. They made me feel confident, taller, and more put together. But what I didn't realize was that those high, thin heels were quietly setting my knees up for trouble. Here's the problem. When you wear stilettos or any shoe with a narrow, tall heel, your body's weight shifts forward onto the balls of your feet. That shift forces your knees to work harder to keep you balanced, placing unnatural stress on the joints with every step. Over time, that extra pressure can wear down cartilage, aggravate arthritis, and cause pain that lingers long after you've taken the shoes off. And let's not forget balance. As we age, our sense of stability naturally changes, and thin heels make that even more challenging. The narrower the heel, the less surface area you have to stabilize your body. One awkward step on uneven pavement or a slippery floor can lead to a twisted knee, or worse, a serious fall. I remember wearing a gorgeous pair of black stilettos to a friend's anniversary party a few years ago. They matched my dress perfectly, and I felt amazing. Until the next morning, my knees were so stiff that I had to walk down the stairs sideways. At the time, I brushed it off. Now I know that was my body's way of warning me. The good news is, you don't have to give up on elegance altogether. Many brands now design comfortable heels for older women that provide style without sacrificing joint health. Look for block heels, wedges, or kitten heels under 2 inches. These options spread your weight more evenly, give you better balance, and reduce strain on your knees. Pair them with cushioned insoles for even more support, and you'll be amazed at how much longer you can walk and dance without discomfort. The key is to remember that heels should be for special moments, not everyday wear. Save them for occasions when you'll be sitting more than standing, and let your daily shoes be the ones that love your knees back. Because while stilettos may still have their place in our closets, they shouldn't have control over our comfort or mobility. And trust me, there's another type of shoe that might seem harmless but can be just as damaging. Flat, thin-soled shoes, the silent strain. After giving up my daily stilettos, I thought I was making a healthy choice by switching to flat shoes. No more wobbling on heels, no more aching calves, just soft ballet flats, thin loafers, and cute slip-ons. They felt light, effortless, and safe. But it turns out flat doesn't always mean good for your feet. In fact, those ultra-thin soles were quietly creating a whole new set of problems for my knees. Here's why. Our feet are designed with natural arches to absorb shock when we walk. Shoes with very thin, flat soles offer little to no cushioning or arch support. This means that every step you take sends more impact directly up your legs, putting stress on your knees, hips, and even your lower back. Over time, that repetitive impact can wear down cartilage and lead to chronic joint pain, especially if you're walking on hard surfaces like concrete or tile. I learned this the hard way during a summer vacation. I wore my favorite leather flats every single day while exploring a new city. They looked perfect with every outfit from jeans to sundresses. But by the third day, my knees were aching so much that I found myself looking for benches every few blocks. At the time, I thought I was just tired from walking so much. Now I know those thin soles were giving my joints zero protection. The solution isn't to banish flats from your closet altogether, it's to be smarter about the ones you choose. Best walking shoes for seniors often combine style with features like cushioned insoles, supportive arches, and slightly thicker soles that help absorb impact. Brands are finally catching on that women over 55 want shoes that look polished without sacrificing comfort or health. If you love the look of a flat shoe, consider options like supportive loafers, stylish sneakers, or cushioned ballet flats with memory foam padding. These designs keep you close to the ground while still protecting your joints. And remember, adding a high-quality insole to your favorite pair can make a big difference, even if the shoe itself is on the minimalist side. The key takeaway: your knees need support from the ground up. Without proper cushioning, even the prettiest flat shoe can become a silent strain on your joints. And while thin soles can cause damage over time, there's another shoe style that poses a more immediate risk, one that changes the way you walk and subtly affects your entire posture. Pointed toe shoes, stylish but risky. For decades, pointed toe shoes were my secret weapon. They had a way of making my legs look longer, my outfits more polished, and my confidence sky high. From sleek pumps to sharp-toed flats, they felt like the ultimate sign of elegance. But behind that stylish silhouette was a hidden problem, one that wasn't just hurting my toes, but was quietly throwing off my whole body's alignment. When you wear pointed toe shoes, your toes are forced into a narrow space that pushes them together unnaturally. This not only leads to foot problems like bunions and corns, but also changes the way your foot hits the ground when you walk. That altered gait can ripple upward, placing uneven stress on your knees. Over time, this can cause pain, stiffness, and even accelerate joint wear, especially if you're walking or standing for long periods. I'll never forget a conference I attended a few years ago. I wore a stunning pair of beige pointed toe pumps that matched my dress perfectly. I felt poised and professional all day, until the evening when I realized my knees were aching more than my feet. The pressure from walking in those shoes had subtly shifted my posture forward, forcing my knees to absorb more impact with every step. The good news? You don't have to abandon pointed toe style completely. Many stylish shoes for older women now offer a more balanced shape, slightly rounded or almond toes that elongate the foot visually without forcing it into a painful angle. If you do choose a pointed design, make sure the toe box is wide enough for your toes to rest naturally and limit how long you wear them. Adding cushioned insoles can also help absorb shock and reduce the strain on your knees. Look for pairs made with flexible materials that move with your foot, rather than stiff, rigid leather that locks your toes in place. And as always, think about balance. Pair your pointed toe favorites with lower heels or supportive soles whenever possible. Pointed shoes can still have a place in a sophisticated wardrobe, but they should be an occasional style choice, not a daily habit. Your knees will thank you for giving them room to move naturally and evenly. But the shape of your shoe isn't the only factor that matters. Even if you choose a perfectly balanced toe design, the material your shoe is made from can determine whether your knees feel supported or strained by the end of the day. Stiff, non-flexible materials when fashion doesn't bend. Some shoes look perfect on the shelf: sleek leather, polished finishes, structured shapes that promise sophistication. I used to be drawn to them instantly, thinking their firmness meant they'd last longer and keep their shape. But over time, I learned that when it comes to footwear, a shoe that refuses to bend often forces your body to do all the work. And your knees are usually the ones paying the price. When a shoe's material is too stiff, it limits the natural movement of your foot. Every step becomes slightly more jarring because your shoe isn't helping absorb shock or adapt to the ground beneath you. This rigidity means more of the impact from walking travels straight up to your knees. Over weeks and months, that extra strain can make existing joint issues worse or create new ones altogether. I remember buying a beautiful pair of structured loafers made from stiff patent leather. They were perfect for the office, professional, stylish, and they matched almost everything I owned, but they felt like I was walking in bricks. My feet couldn't flex naturally, and by the end of the day, my knees felt heavy and sore. I thought it was just part of breaking them in, but even after weeks, the discomfort never went away. The smarter choice is to look for shoes made with materials that have some give: soft leathers, high-quality suede, or fabrics blended with stretch. Many orthopedic shoes for seniors now incorporate flexible soles and uppers that allow your foot to roll naturally from heel to toe, reducing the workload on your knees. Another tip is to check the sole's flexibility before buying. Hold the shoe in both hands and gently bend it. It should have some movement without being flimsy. Also, look for designs with cushioned midsoles to help absorb shock and keep your joints protected. And just because a shoe is flexible doesn't mean it can't be elegant. Many modern brands combine comfort technology with beautiful designs, so you can keep that polished, age-defying look without sacrificing joint health. Fashion that doesn't bend often demands more from your body than it should. Our shoes should work with us, not against us, especially as we prioritize longevity and mobility. Of course, even the most flexible, cushioned shoe can cause problems if it doesn't fit your foot correctly. In fact, wearing shoes that are too tight or too loose might be one of the fastest ways to compromise your balance and stress your knees. Shoes that are too tight or too loose. It sounds simple: just buy shoes in your size, right? But as we age, our feet change more than most people realize. Arches can flatten, toes can spread, and even slight swelling can make yesterday's perfect fit feel uncomfortable today. Wearing shoes that are too tight or too loose doesn't just hurt your feet, it can throw off your balance, change your gait, and put serious strain on your knees. When shoes are too tight, they restrict circulation, limit natural movement, and force your body to compensate with every step. You may unconsciously shorten your stride or walk with more stiffness to avoid discomfort. That altered movement pattern can shift more pressure onto your knees, leading to pain over time. On the other hand, shoes that are too loose can be just as problematic. When your foot slides around inside the shoe, your muscles and joints have to work harder to stabilize you. That extra effort doesn't just happen in your feet, it extends all the way up your legs, right to your knees. Loose shoes can also increase your risk of tripping, which becomes more dangerous as our reflexes and balance naturally change with age. I learned this lesson during a family wedding. I wore a pair of elegant slingback heels that were just a little too big, nothing a gel pad couldn't fix, I thought. But by the end of the night, my knees were aching from hours of micro-adjusting my steps to keep the shoes from slipping. It was a small fit issue that had a big impact. The best proper shoe fit for older women starts with knowing your true foot size today, not 5 or 10 years ago. Many shoe stores offer free professional measurements, including width, which is just as important as length. Look for designs that offer adjustable straps, laces, or elastic panels to accommodate small changes in your feet throughout the day. And here's a tip. Shop for shoes later in the afternoon when your feet are slightly swollen from daily activity. This ensures you won't end up with a pair that feels perfect in the store but too tight in real life. Shoes that truly fit feel secure but never restrictive, and they let your knees do their job without extra strain. But even the best fitting shoes can cause trouble if they lack one critical feature: traction. Without it, your knees could suffer from slips, twists, and sudden jolts you never saw coming. Forgetting slip. Resistance. A fall waiting to happen. We often think about how shoes look, how they feel, and whether they match our outfit. But how often do we think about the grip under our feet? For many women over 55, forgetting to check for slip resistance is one of the most overlooked mistakes when buying shoes. And unfortunately, it's a mistake that can lead to sudden, painful injuries, especially to the knees. A shoe without proper traction increases your risk of slipping on wet floors, polished tile, or uneven pavement. Even a minor slip can cause your leg to twist in a way that strains or damages the ligaments in your knee. For those of us who already deal with mild arthritis or reduced joint stability, one bad fall can set back our mobility for months or permanently. I'll never forget walking into a department store one rainy afternoon wearing a pair of smooth-soled flats. I was fine on the carpeted areas, but the moment I stepped onto a glossy marble section, my foot slid just enough to make me lurch forward. My knee took the brunt of the twist, and while I didn't fall, I spent the next week limping. That tiny scare was enough to change the way I shop for shoes forever. The best slip-resistant shoes for seniors use textured rubber soles or tread patterns designed to grip the ground. This doesn't mean you have to wear clunky, heavy shoes. Many stylish brands now incorporate safety features without sacrificing elegance. Look for soles with small grooves, patterns, or even wave-like textures that give you stability in different conditions. It's also worth considering the environments where you spend the most time. If you live in an area with frequent rain or snow, or if your home has hardwood or tile floors, traction becomes even more important. A non-slip sole can protect not just your knees, but also your hips, back, and overall confidence when walking. And here's a little tip from physical therapists. Pairing slip-resistant shoes with a supportive insole can create the perfect combination of safety and comfort. It reduces the risk of slipping while also absorbing shock to protect your joints. Footwear that grips the ground well isn't just about preventing falls, it's about moving through life with stability and peace of mind. But grip is only part of the equation. Even with all the right features, choosing shoes that are truly knee-friendly means understanding the bigger picture, how to balance style, comfort, and protection in every pair you own. The golden rules for stylish, knee-friendly shoes. After learning the hard way about which shoes can harm our knees, the next question is obvious. What should we be wearing instead? The truth is, finding fashionable orthopedic shoes or truly anti-aging footwear isn't as difficult as it used to be. You just need to know a few golden rules that blend elegance with protection. Rule number 1. Heel height matters. Aim for a heel no higher than 2 inches. This slight lift can actually be more comfortable than completely flat shoes because it keeps your foot in a natural position. Styles like kitten heels, wedges, or block heels offer better stability while still giving you that polished, elongated look. Rule number 2. Cushion and arch support are non-negotiable. A cushioned insole with proper arch support helps distribute your weight evenly, reducing pressure on your knees. Memory foam or gel inserts can add this comfort to almost any shoe, and many modern designs build these features in from the start. Rule number 3. Choose flexible, breathable materials. Shoes that move with your foot, like soft leather, high-quality suede, or stretch fabrics, allow for a natural walking motion. This not only feels better but also reduces the stress your knees absorb with every step. Rule number 4, stability over slimness. Thin, delicate heels or soles may look elegant, but a wider base gives you balance and control. Even in dressy shoes, a stable base is key to avoiding awkward steps and unnecessary knee strain. Rule number 5, think about traction. We've already talked about slip resistance, but it's worth repeating. A beautiful shoe is useless if it makes you nervous with every step. Look for styles with discrete tread patterns or textured rubber soles that blend seamlessly with the shoe's design. Rule number 6, fit is everything. Even the most expensive, well-made shoe can harm your knees if it doesn't fit correctly. Make it a habit to try on shoes at the end of the day when your feet are slightly larger to ensure comfort in real-world conditions. By following these rules, you can curate a wardrobe of shoes that protect your knees while keeping your outfits sophisticated and timeless. This isn't about giving up style, it's about redefining it so your fashion choices support the life you want to live. Because ultimately, shoes should give us freedom, not take it away. They should let us move with confidence, elegance, and joy, whether we're walking into a dinner party or strolling through the park. And now that we know how to choose wisely, it's time to look back and wrap up everything we've learned. Conclusion, wrapping up and inspiring next steps. Over the course of this video, we've uncovered the hidden ways shoes can quietly harm our knees, sometimes over months, sometimes over decades. From high, thin heels that shift our weight forward, to thin-soled flats that offer no shock absorption, to pointed toes, stiff materials, poor fit, and a lack of slip resistance. Each style carries its own risks when worn without thought. But here's the most important takeaway. Your style doesn't have to suffer for your health. Every one of these problem shoes has an alternative that's just as elegant, but far more supportive. Whether it's a chic block heel, a cushioned loafer, or a slip-resistant dress shoe, there are beautiful options that honor both your appearance and your mobility. Taking care of your knees isn't just about avoiding pain, it's about preserving the freedom to enjoy life. The freedom to walk through a farmer's market without worrying about discomfort. To dance at a wedding without needing to sit down after 2 songs. To explore a new city without limping back to your hotel. Fashion over 60 should be about feeling good in every sense, inside and out. When we choose shoes that respect our bodies, we're making a quiet but powerful statement. We value ourselves enough to put comfort and health first without giving up beauty or elegance. If this video gave you new insight, I encourage you to take a fresh look at your shoe collection, see what serves you, and what might be quietly holding you back. And when you shop for your next pair, remember the golden rules we discussed. Your knees will thank you for years to come. If you'd like more tips on anti-aging fashion and elegant style for women over 60, be sure to subscribe and watch my next video, where we'll explore how the right handbags can not only elevate your look, but also protect your shoulders and spine. Because style isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel moving through the world. And with the right shoes, every step can be a graceful one,